Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the Daft Previews show. This ain't just a podcast anymore. It's a motherfucking show. Luke, welcome, brother. What do you think of the new overlays?
I'm digging it. I'm hot. I'm digging it.
You're digging it? We've got a few in the chat already, so get amongst it, lads. Tell us what you think. Was it worth all the effort? Should I go back? I'm not going to, but curious to hear your thoughts. A lot of effort goes into this show. We don't make any money from this. We spend time, we spend resources, and we do it all for you, our 3 fans who are listening live. In today's show, we are going to preview round 20 of the NRL. We'll give you some best bets. We'll tell you who wins, who loses, who's shit, who's not. We might even tell you who scores. But we can go in depth. We'll be very interactive with the chat, so fill this motherfucker up. But Luke, last week we made a bit of a wager.
Small wager, yeah.
A small wager, especially with somebody with your salary. We'll split on the Dragons versus Manly game. I said the underdogs were going to come out on top. You were telling me Manly would get it. Fuck, you almost convinced me Manly were going to get it, believe it or not. And then the game happened. Walk us through what happened. What happened in that Manly game?
Players got injured / COVID, and there was all these. I had no idea until, because obviously I didn't finish work till late, and I'm listening on the radio. I'm like, wait, where's Travojevic? Where are half these players? And they're out. I was like, I'm still okay. I was like, you know what? It's going to be okay. And even half time, I thought it's okay. They'll come through in the second half here. Man, they were shithouse. Like Cherry Evans. If that little fucking argument of, Cherry Evans has to be Australian halfback, that is exactly why he should not be the Australian halfback. Like, they go, Cleary playing behind a losing 4-pack. Mate, he couldn't beat the Dragons. Like, how can you pick him?
That's true.
It makes no sense to me. And this week's been a week from hell for them. But there is a huge chance this team does not make the 8, and they think he should be the Australian halfback. Like, yeah.
No, he definitely should not be the Australian halfback.
No.
Surely not. Fucking, how much loyalty do you have to keep naming him at 7 for Australia? I think regardless of who they play at 7, they'll win the whole thing anyway. But it's about the principle here.
It is, but I lost, and a bet's a bet. So at some point during this stream, we'll do the giveaway, which was I will buy a jersey of the winner's choice and have it sent out to them. So I'll honor my bet. So at some point there, we'll do a little way we're going to do the giveaway. It'll be a random viewer selected. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, lads. I'll say a safe word on here. I don't know what the safe word is yet, but I'll fucking come up with it at some point. Look, you won't miss the signal. I'll give you fuckers a signal. You tell it. You just pop that thing in the chat. Luke will collate your name, potentially spell it wrong, pop it in a generator, share your screen. We'll do it all in one take. We'll make it all happen. We have leveled up in the YouTube game. I now have the power to do things like this. Sweet James. Kevin Proctor on the potty with that vape. Speaking of the Proctor, what are your thoughts on that whole thing, Luke?
I think that he must have other misdemeanors. He could not sack someone for vaping. He couldn't. Like he could that. Like, I know he got done in the past with some powder, but that was internationals, I think, as well. He was from New Zealand, but
he didn't even get sacked then.
Yeah, so I think that was just a cop out. So I honestly, I think must be more to it. He's got to have done other stuff because vaping in the change rooms isn't surely the worst thing that goes on.
He's probably just a negative prick around camp. Like, they were always going to get rid of him anyway, but he gave him a reason. Like, if he just got paid leave for the rest of the year.
What flavor do you think it was?
It was a blue one, so it could be blue raz lemonade. Very popular popular flavor amongst the vaping world. Had my fair share, I tell you that. But do you want to talk about this Manly jersey fiasco thing? Because I'm sick of it. I've been talking about the
fuck
work
it.
and NRL
Fuck it.
360. Like,
I don't want to talk
it.
about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the games.
You want to talk about the games? Can we talk about suspensions for a minute?
Yes.
Let's start with Waddell. Bit of eye gouging.
Yeah, I thought I could see why they suspended him, but like to me it wasn't as like clear cut. Like he had his hand over his head and he was pulling his head back. He wasn't like pressing into his face. Like he was just trying to yank his head back. So I thought he would get off. That was a bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah, he got a how long did they slap him for?
3 weeks as well.
Fucking hell. Yeah, like it's not the best way to tackle a bloke, but that's pretty heavy. 3 weeks for that. Dal Finucane, what did he get? He missed 2 games for fucking headbutting your boy Critters.
Yeah, he fucking nearly killed him.
He did. Yeah,
I think it's one of those ones where if it was penalised on the field, and even if he got sent for 10, he probably got a week or something. I think the biggest thing, because after the game, Cleary come out and said he's in a bad way, and he was in hospital, had to have surgery, and it was the outcome of it. It was the injury, and plus nothing was done at the time, and then it turned in not even a penalty. It was nothing. That's probably what's hurt him. Whereas if it was penalised and he was sin binned at the same time, then I think he wouldn't have got as harsh a penalty. I get the whole argument of, it was like a head clash, but he was literally kamikazing. He just came out of that line and just threw his body because he was just trying to do something. So that was the reckless nature of it. I was at the game and it was Ashley Klein at the time.
What was the crowd reaction to that?
They're pretty pissed off because they saw the contact to the head, and they're already on edge. I'm like, I still am yet to see a replay of Moylan actually grounding the ball at the start of that game, that try.
Oh, yeah.
He was even wrestling to get it down. Like afterwards, you clearly didn't score if you were trying to wrestle.
He didn't think he scored.
And so I think the crowd were already a bit pissed off with Klein, and then turns out we weren't the most angry club at Ashley Klein by the end of the weekend. So he had a shocker in the booth on Sunday.
Oh, shocking! Ooh, it's a little bit of it. When I was watching it live, I thought it was just a great hit, to be honest, the Finucane one. And then I saw the replay, and I was like, "Oh, that's a fucking head clash. He's going to be in trouble here," because it was dangerous as fuck. And if he didn't get any suspensions, can you imagine like what Justin Olam's going to do if he knows that's acceptable?
Yeah, head down and kamikaze.
Yeah. So look, very nice guy, Dal Finucane, trying to fire up his boys, but didn't work out for him, to be honest. Our mate, what do you have? Kalen Ponga. What do you think of that? Made of glass, light tap on the chin.
Yeah, and they kept saying, "Oh, there's a contact on the ground." He was out before he got to the ground. So they've rested him for the rest of the season. But at that age and position he plays and the way he plays, it's very concerning because he relies on speed, and that's what often it is. He just catches players on the wrong foot and they swing an arm, whack him on the face. So. Not going to say people deliberately, but wouldn't a tactic just, early on might catch him a bit high. But if you do catch him high, he's probably gone for the game at this rate. So
yeah, you got a great comment here. Rate this one. $1 million chin. We've got $2 million chins in the NRL. One of them can take a beating. The other one's already beat.
It's true.
So on Garth Hobson, that was a great comment. I like that one. And lastly, this whole this penalty, this fucking captain's challenge, like it's obviously fucked up, right? But what is the worst part of it for you? Which part would keep you up at night if it was your team?
It'd be just like they challenged nothing.
Yeah,
like it was nothing. The ref didn't make a call, and then he turned around and goes, "What did?" And Chad's like, "Challenge." He goes, "Okay." Challenge. You send upstairs, and I'm like, "What are you challenging?" Yeah, just have a look at that. Like that's probably the worst bit. Like the call itself was shit. Don't get me wrong, but it should never have even got up there. Like it should never have been challenged. So even if there was something they could challenge, then that understand the frustration. But
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I actually felt bad for the Tigers, and I hate the Tigers as a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
I actually felt bad for them. I also was writing because I thought they hang on here, Penrith go 10 points clear, and basically in a fortnight's time playing for the minor premiership, but not to be.
Not to be. It was fucked on many levels, eh? Just like it shouldn't have been a challenge in the first place.
Yep.
Holmes was over the line.
Yep.
And then what else?
Felt. I'm going to call Felt out. I think if anyone has time to go back, Felt milks a lot of penalties.
Oh, he's mate.
Crusher penalties. The amount of time he gets up, he's like, oh,
yeah.
I reckon 2-3 times at least this year he's milked those. The one like just little wax across the face that stays down. He is a milkman, Mr. Kyle Felt.
The other thing which people aren't blowing up about, but it also highlights how fucked this Tigers got. That captain's challenge was 24 seconds after after the game stopped.
There's so many things wrong with that call. It wasn't just like it was the wrong call. It was just so many levels to it. In fact, of like the fact it was a bunker decision, and like they sacked like the Klein gets stood down for 1 week. That is like the most pathetic penalty because this guy literally did all 3 State of Origin games. He's already earning a fucking ton more money then. Plus, he did the first grade game, the Panthers Shark game. Then he's in the bunker on Sunday, so he's getting fucking plenty of money. Like this 1 week,
That's
1 week. Yeah, there was literally one game where he reffed the Origin game the Wednesday night. He still reffed the game on the weekend. He backed up, so like he's killing money. Like a week off isn't going to hurt him.
Yeah, he's slaying. But look, maybe he's a bit fatigued. Could be that.
Could be.
But yeah, unfortunate for Tigers fans. I don't really give a fuck about him, to be honest. It was a bad call, but those things do happen. I think what's the closest thing that happened to Brisbane? Like, what was it? Remember that Tom Flegler slap to the face of Tupanua? And they called it a high? Oh, that one was pretty fucked. That was so soft.
Could you imagine, though, if what happened on the weekend happened in the grand final?
Oh.
It almost would, no matter if whoever the team that won it would, it'd be a right. No one would ever count that as a premiership. Like
that'd
be honest. If you were a Broncos fan and that you were in the Cowboy situation, that having you in the comp, how would you like? You couldn't like celebrate with anyone else but a Broncos fan or talk about it with anyone else other than the Broncos fan. Because the second you bring it up, you're like, you couldn't claim it. Yeah, you couldn't.
You couldn't claim that. Like even our 06 one against the Storm, we got heaps of mad calls in that game. I didn't even talk about us winning, and didn't even talk about it then. Like that was pretty rough for Melbourne, but
but
it was nothing like that. Not a clanger.
When a clanger and it's the last call, and there's no way you can undo it.
No, that's true. We got a comment here from Garth Hobson. Thoughts on the Storm signing Noffa? So the Storm have been looking for any outside back they could find, from Reece Walsh, Jaden Campbell, Dane Laurie. They even looked at Mamalo. They ended up getting Noffa, which is not bad, but he's only played 12 games this year. He's missed 8 through injuries. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't get it. Like, what? Why are they? I know they got like Anderson and Jeremiah playing this weekend, but I'm not a fan of that. Like, you dealt a bad hands. Like,
I know
you've got to like. It's different. The Warriors was different because they literally had COVID. They could not bring players over from New Zealand. They have no feeder team. Melbourne have a feeder team. There's no other reason you should be getting like injuries. Yeah. They still got players playing.
Have heaps of players out. They're not alone in anyone.
Nick Meaney was signed as a fullback, and they bring him in. They've got Cam Munster there, who is an elite fullback. They've got depth. Like it's weird how you're allowed to just bring lone players in for the sake of it like that. I know last year the Panthers, before people say it, had Pangai Jr. come. Pangai was already released by the Broncos. He was going to the Dogs. So that was different. But he's literally going there for this year, and he's going to go back to the Tigers next year. I don't know. Maybe the Tigers are hoping that he plays well in Melbourne, take him off the books, because I know he's on until 2025.
Could be. They're tanking right now, the Tigers. Lose it on purpose. Fucking wankers. But yeah, I don't know. He'd be pretty solid. But Coates is coming back soon anyway. Like
That too, yeah, Coates. That's what I mean. They've got an Origin player coming back. It's not like they've got nobody. It's weird because they've lost 4 in a row or 3 in a row. Is it 3? And it's panic stations or welcome to the NRL. Like, do you think like that's the solution when you have players out injured? Like, just go loan other players.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
And also just on that, like, what does it say for like up and coming players, like your reserve graders? Is that kind of like fucking you're not good enough? Fuck you. We just want to get like that's like it kind of would have a bad message for those reserve grade teams as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like you guys are fucking shit. I've had enough here.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk punting. Let's talk this week. Let's talk about some juicy shit. Reminder for those of you who joined late, we do have a jersey giveaway. Luke's buying somebody a jersey of their choice. Hopefully, it's a rugby league jersey.
Hopefully, I'm actually excited to see what the jersey is. What kind of jersey?
Let's hope it's not
fucking
the Pride jersey because they're hard to get.
They are sold out. So if it is that, it'll be a wait. Let me tell you.
So for those tuning in live, I will let you know when to start throwing some comments in, and Luke will collate your names, and we'll get some random draw happening for you. But summary of the punt, what do we got? I profited, I think $5,500 on the weekend.
I'm the one buying the jersey.
You're the one buying the jersey. Hit some juicy multis, tipped them too, which is pretty hot. You know, you throw out some juicy tips. I even texted you one, didn't I? Texted you that one with old mate. He didn't say that he got on it though, but I told him I was putting 50 on it.
He was a bit too many Sherbies in him at the time, mate.
Yeah, a bit too much sherbet for old mate. But no, it's always good to tip a juicy winner like that. So $5,500. Actually, the last leg I needed for one of the big wins was South 1-12, and I was out in a party on Saturday, and I was watching it, riding it home, won, and then I was quite toasted at the time. Me being an absolute fool was telling everyone how great I am at this party. Did get some new Discord members though. But I also committed to my partner in crime, the love of my life, my wife, that I'd buy her a $1,200 wallet.
Wow.
She held me accountable for that, and I must confirm that wallet has been purchased. So pretty keen for this weekend so I can win that $1,200 back because I had big plans for that. Don't know what it is, but wasn't planning on buying one of those. So let's see how we go. I do have a couple of snakes in the grass. Been hit an anaconda the other week. That was a $10,000 one. Fell 3 legs short last week, unfortunately. One of them being Manly the Pricks. Do have one on Sportsbet for $36 odds. One on Ladbrokes for $36 odds as well. Very different markets though. These bookies quite different in the markets, but they will predict how the games go. So a little bit conservative, but I got a couple snakes in the grass. Jump in the Discord if you want to get a piece of them. But let's talk rugby league for this week. Kicking it off on Thursday at 7:50 p.m. at 4 Pines Park. It's a depleted Manly Seagulls versus Sydney Roosters. The Roosters are $1.15. Manly at $5.50. The bookies are expecting points with a total points at 45.5. I don't know if they're expecting the Roosters to get 40, but they're expecting a whole lot of points. Big outs for Manly. Saab, Tuipulotu, Kula, Alloy, Olakau'atu, Sipley, and Schuster standing themselves down. They're replaced by all these other blokes. And for the Roosters, Manu's back. Lindsay Collins is back. So they field a relatively strong team. Firstly, on the Roosters, though, Kiri came back, finally playing on the left side of the field again, which I was complaining about for a very long time. I don't know why they moved him to the right. And I thought he was really good.
No, he was. But it's a ticking time bomb for him, though.
I know.
He's honestly,
You put them in a charity fight, no limit, they wouldn't last around, both of them.
Exactly.
But what are your thoughts on? We're not going to talk about the whole fiasco, but what are your thoughts on your thoughts on the dramatic shift in the odds? Manly $1.90. The news breaks out. They push out to $5.50. That's what Sportsbet, a bit higher on some other bookies, but Roosters down to $1.15.
This is crazy. I think the Manly line, taking Manly with the start, is the play. Reason being is as when you doing betting, you want to fade the public, and every man and his dog in the public does not give Manly a chance, and they don't want to give him a chance. So everyone's going to be. You could wait up until 10 minutes before kickoff. This line could keep. This isn't going to come in at all. It's going to keep moving, and they're not bad. Like there is some like, and I know Manly's reserve grade team are pretty bad as well, but. James Seguiaro is no slouch. He's coming into that team. It's still not a bad forward pack. Jake Trbojevic is back. He didn't play last week, and it fucked me over, I feel like. Lachlan Croker's back as well. So they've got a lot of... And you know what? Like, it's a backs against the wall thing, and I know, like, we don't talk too much about it, but these boys would be in that team going, let's do it for our mates, because even Dez's press conference, he said he's feeling sorry for the 7 players because they're probably going to cop a lot of hate. So there's at least as pardon the pun, there's going to be a bit of pride in that jersey tomorrow night. So I like Manly with the line. If you can get them 18.5, or even James in the comments says 24.5 at $1.50, that's huge. The Roosters beat the Knights and the Dragons. Like they're the teams, and they're not crash. I know the Dragons beat Manly last week, but I think this will be a Manly desperate to win. And yeah, Kiri's just one head knock away. So 24.5. The Roosters will be happy for a win. I don't think they're going to try and blow them off the park.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think some of their players probably get a good rest too. I don't think they'll be flogging their players to get a win here. Free training drill for the Roosters. We're confident in saying the Roosters win.
Yeah, I think Roosters win, but it's going to be closer than people think. Roosters' next 2 games are Broncos and Cowboys. So they are the 2 big games coming up, and I don't think they're going to try and, thrash Manly and keep players out there for too long with those games coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be looking to next week, I imagine. So, no, I'm with you. I think Roosters win, not by as much everybody thinks. But I think there'll be some points in this game. Bookies think so too, 45.5. The Roosters not absolute machines on the defensive side of the ball.
Tell you who's fucking bad? Momorowski. When he moved to the wing last week, when they took Teddy off and swung to fullback, the Knights all of a sudden looked like they were unstoppable down that side.
Yeah. He's he's pretty bad. When you leave the Penrith system, this is what happens. Who do you fancy to score a try? A lot of Roosters players well under $2.
From Manly, I would take Alfred Smalley just because he is on that side up against Tupou and Momorowski. Okay. And he has Dylan Walker inside of him. So I think Dylan Walker can give Momorowski a little bit of a tough time because there's one thing about Momorowski defensively is he does get beaten strength-wise a bit. Like he bumps off.
Dylan Walker's strong for his size. He's strong for his size.
Strong for his size. So I think he can draw. And Tupou, I think, knows that and will come in a little bit. So Alfred Smalley is, I think he's $2.90 anytime, but I think if you get him for a Hattie, it's like 100 to 1. So I like him to score. And if I'm going to take a Roosters player, I would just go Joey Manu because he's up against Morgan Harper.
Harper's been all right last couple weeks.
I guess unless your name's Talakai, like Harper's fucking all right. So
I think Suwali's an absolute lock, $1.50. Well, he's probably less now, but Suwali's going to score for sure. With Manu inside of him, Eddie. I know it is very short for a try scorer, but I'm just saying, who do we think is going to score? I do like him. I also like Luke Keary as well. Luke Keary, dangerous on that left side. He's following
back to back.
I reckon he's going back to back.
The try scored last was the first one since like 2019.
Yeah, because he's been playing on the wrong side of the field.
It's also because he's been concussed, basically.
And he's been concussed.
And injured.
Playing on that left side, you'll see Teddy make a few line breaks up the middle, and Kiri's going to be right behind him. So that's what I reckon is going to happen there. But no, there should be some moist-ass multis for that game. Let's get into the next one. We've got a Filthy Friday happening. This game's at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. Not an easy one to tip, this one. So we've got the Warriors versus the Storm. Storm at $1.25 favourites despite their shit form. The Warriors at $4 because they're the Warriors. Total points at 42.5. The line is 12.5 points. in this one. The Warriors swallowing their pride and putting Reece Walsh back at fullback. So pretty keen to see how he bounces back. I think he only played a couple of minutes, like 12 minutes or something. Didn't really do too much. Didn't really have a choice, really. The Storm playing pretty much the same side that played last week. And yeah, Reece Walsh the only change to that Warriors squad. Thoughts on this one? Who wins? How much?
I think Melbourne will get the win finally, but I'm still liking this handicap for the Warriors. It's 12.5. Yeah, and I think Melbourne's first win back isn't going to be a 13 plus. It's at Mount Smart, as you said. It'll be interesting because historically Melbourne have struggled with the Warriors' lack of structure and attack. But this might be a Melbourne team that might not mind that anymore because they are just struggling. But they've been beaten by Manly, Cronulla, Canberra, and South, who are much better teams than the Warriors. But again, that line isn't going to come in unless there's an injury or something to Melbourne. But I would wait even if you want to before kickoff. But I like the Warriors plus 12.5.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going to be back in Melbourne. They never lose 5 in a row. Or like I've said it every week.
That narrative's gone now. That 2 in a row was the old narrative. Now we're at 4 in a row going for 5.
Yeah,
and Bellamy's even come out saying, "I don't know if I have the answers."
He's not. Yeah.
I think this team is really starting to be considered an average top 8 team, not a great team as Melbourne Storm team's been in the past. So, yeah.
Do you think the Warriors can upset them, or you reckon the Storm will finally get the win?
I don't think they can upset them. If I look at like the Warriors' form, to be honest though, a couple of weeks ago against Para, they gave them a good run. Last week against Canberra, they lost by 12 to Canberra. So
they won the first half.
They just got blown away in the second half. So I don't know if they can do an 80-minute performance. I'd still just take Melbourne 1-12 or Warriors plus 12.5 if you think. Yeah,
it's a good point. Last comment here from Jimmy James. Storm's losing streak at the moment showing that Bellamy may be a bit overrated. Ooh. Bellamy overrated together.
I think he's been around for too long. I just think he's finally coming to a period where his squad's not going to be as good as it. At fully fit it is. Like his squad is good, but they just don't have the depth that they once had. Plus, they were just like blessed without injuries. Like Slater, Pappenhausen, how many injuries he's had recently. I can't remember Slater ever being out for that long for his whole career.
No.
Kronk, the same thing.
Cameron Smith doesn't miss games.
Cam Smith never missed games. So they had that spine intact. Whereas this year, I think last week, the week 4 against the Raiders was the first time the 4 of them had played together all year, that spine. So, I
think this is the worst Storm side Bellamy's ever had.
It would be. It would be. And the Warriors, if they lose Munster to the Dolphins, that's huge.
Gosh. Yeah. That'll be painful. Any try scorers caught your eye for this game?
Dallin. I like Dallin at 2-4. I think the wingers for any team playing against Melbourne at the moment, I think Melbourne's edge defense is just so shit. Teams are just having a field day down the sides. They just don't. There's no confidence in that team at all at the moment in their back line. And I think take Dallin at 2.45, who can find the try line and quite comfortably. So I like those odds there on him. Yeah.
No, I rate Dallin. I usually get on him too most weeks. I'd get him Montoya, but he's playing in the centers. So I think Cozy's outside of him. So, but I'm not that hot on try scorers for this game, to be honest. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Jerome Hughes, probably a bit of value, but he always seems to be close to scoring or knocking something on. But it'd be an interesting game. I don't think the Warriors upset, but I think they give him a good crack.
Yeah,
bit of class at the end, probably get Melbourne over the line. Something like a sneaky Harry Grant or something. Something like that will happen. Into your main event on Friday, though. Fuck, I think this is going to be an excellent game. It's the Eels versus the Panthers, Combank Stadium. We do have some better weather for it too, so we get to see some rugby league. We've got the Panthers, of course, favourites at $1.35. Parramatta got absolutely trounced last week. They're at $3.25. Total points are at 41.5. looking at the team list, Crichton got some plastic surgery after headbutting Dale Finucane. Robert Jennings comes in, and Luai's out for what, 6 to 8 weeks or something. He's replaced by Sean Sullivan.
3 to 6. He'll be back for
Three.
week 1 of the finals, I'd say. They'll rest him my way through.
Okay. And for the Eels, Bryce Cartwright is the only change for them. So he's coming back. Are you going to this game?
I am. Yeah.
You are?
We'll be behind, I can't remember what side, behind the goalpost on one side. So I think there's about 8 or 9 of us going. So we're good.
I'm going to get rowdy up in there.
Up at Combank.
Up at Combank. Dangerous spot for the Panthers. We know that the Eels normally turn up against Penrith. We also know that the Eels don't lose back-to-back games. But we also know that Penrith are paying, $2 to win the whole comp. So they're pretty much fucking almost guaranteed to win every game till the end of the year. Who wins and by how much? How do you think this one plays out?
I like Para in this one. It's weird, but I find whenever Para have been this season, massive underdogs, I think this will be close. Like I think Para plus 8.5 is a steal. This is a game where Para will be looking forward to. It seems to be Para that team. They're not a week in week out team, and they look forward to these games. Yeah. Penrith missing Crichton and Luai. They're 2 Origin players. That can't be understated. I know Cleary and Co are still there. But I like Para plus 8.5. I think it's going to be very close.
How do they win? If you like Parramatta, how do they beat Penrith? Is it
it'll come out if they win, it'll come out after the game again. They have a style which is a grind style that they can do that, but the question marks will be can they do it week in, week out, which they can't.
Yeah. Come down if
so they'll do it. They'll do it, but this is why they won't win the comp, right? They'll do it in week 1 of the finals, but week 2 they won't show up.
Yeah.
They'll do it. I reckon if Penrith is a team, they'll come out and really try and put that on. Because that ladder is really getting tight. They are 7th, Para. Like it's it is they are 4 points clear, but there's down to 11th on 20 points. So they need to win because Roosters Manly play each other, and one of those teams is going to go to 22 points. The Raiders, I think, will beat the Titans, which we'll talk about later, but they're going to have a lot of pressure on them if they don't win this game. So I like Para to keep it close here and cover the 8.5.
No, I like them as well. I also just like betting against Penrith because they're too good. But I also don't like backing Parramatta because I don't know. I don't like them, eh? They're fucking shit, but sometimes they're so good. The ball sometimes just sticks, and if RCG turns up, he likes versing Penrith. If Bolo goes hard in the paint, if Mitch Moses does more than just kick the ball and complain to refs, if Guff is, pretty hot.
There's also got to come a point with Penrith. I know they've got a pretty tricky run home. But there's got to come a point where they start to think about playing finals.
They need a loss at some point, right?
They need a loss because they're going the way it's going. They'll hit week 1 on that big ass win streak again, and the pressure will be can they break the record or some shit. They still have Melbourne to play before the finals, Souths as well. Then the Warriors into the last game, which is up at Townsville, which I reckon I'll just rest the whole fucking team and not send them to Townsville because it is a Saturday. But I think this is the game. I think I probably would still, if I'm in a tipping comp, tip Penrith, but I'm taking Para's money odds. It's way too big.
Yeah,
they lost one game all year, and it's to these guys. So there's something these guys can do, and it was at Penrith.
Yeah, no, they're scary motherfuckers. Who do you think scores a pie in this one?
For Para, I'm just confirming. Is Sevo up against Charlie Staines? If so, whoever's up against Charlie Staines, I do not rate Charlie Staines as a winger. I think he's fucking shit. And if it's Sevo, it's the easiest fucking try of the year he's going to get.
Staines isn't playing. It's Toto and May.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Staines is the 17. Sorry, that's got to change. I don't get why Staines is 17.
Why is it? Yeah. Unless one of the backs are potentially injured, right?
Well, they've got Salmon as well on the bench. It's a very small bench Penrith have.
Yeah.
So I would still take Sevo Ex Penrith boy, by the way. He couldn't crack first grade. I like a lot of Paras odds. I love Gutherson's odds, Sivos.
Gutherson off a Sean Lane offload.
Yeah, or just go. Yeah, that's a good play.
Yeah.
Or just go into Reed Marnie, 725. He scored against us last time.
Yeah. Penrith can be susceptible to a cheeky dummy half.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good. Any Penrith blokes to score? Penrith been fucking a lot of multis. Must say, a lot of their try scorers aren't delivering consistently.
Still take Tago at 230.
Tungo,
whatever. But you know, like, and the only reason why I like him is he would be up against Simonson. Is it Simonson on that side?
Yeah. He'll be up against Simon.
Yeah, Simonson's wing and Penasini, yeah, which is a much, I think, weaker side than Sivo and Wonga Blake. So
no, well, Wonga, that left side for Parramatta is much stronger.
Yeah,
Sivo does seem to. It looks like he's getting better every single week, for the most part after his injury. So he's finding some form. The whole Dylan Brown thing's he hasn't scored in a long time. It feels like.
I know, and there was a period there he was untouchable.
Yeah, he's looking a bit flat these days. But yeah, I like Gutherson. Gutherson's my guy on this one. Like, he's just going to be sniffing around. He is their captain. The whole captain's knock shit. He plays pretty much the same way every single week. It's just everyone around him is pretty shit sometimes.
Correct.
So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. But we're liking Penrith, probably the safest one to win. But Para at juicy odds. The line, we're both liking Parramatta. That 8.5 is way too big for us. It should be less than a try, I think. What about total points? Do you reckon there's a lot scored here?
I think so, because I think both teams' kickers are very good. So I think most tries are going to be converted. Yeah. So 41.5, provide the weather stays good, is a very good line.
Yeah.
To get over.
Spoke to my weatherman earlier this morning. He's giving me the rundown across the nation and New Zealand. Weather's looking pretty good across the park, so we should see some points. Here's a great question here. From Lachlan Cooksey. How do one enter the jersey giveaway?
We'll do it shortly. But we'll basically just say you've got to put a word in the chat, and then everyone answers and puts the word in the chat. I will then share my screen and show the wonderful world of random wheel of names. Yeah, spin the wheel, and that winner wins, and then get in contact there, get your details and what jersey you want me to order.
You know it. We'll give you the code word that you need to pop into the chat whilst we preview Slutty Saturday. It has to be Slutty Saturday when we do this little thing here. So let's get straight into that, shall we? Your Slutty Saturday. We're kicking off at 3 p.m. It's the Gold Coast Titans versus the Canberra Raiders at Cbus Super Stadium in the Gold Coast. Canberra favourites at $1.37. The Titans at $3.10. The book is expecting a lot of points, 44.5. The line is 7.5 juicy points. Looking at the lineups here, we still see Jaden Campbell on the interchange bench. I don't know why teams carry fullbacks on the bench. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. And for the Raiders, not many changes. So speaking of the Raiders, how great was that fucking RC kick that hit fucking Savage in the head?
That was very good.
That was a big fucking bomb too. But how it hit this bloke in the head? Like, aren't you looking at the ball the whole time? Like, let it hit your arms. Like, not in the fucking head. But I thought that was bloody excellent. That was one of the highlights for me. What are your thoughts on this one? The Titans made a very late run, scored a shit ton of points against the Dogs last week. Still fucking lost because of the Titans. But
I like the Raiders here. Like, interesting stat.
The Raiders, though.
I know. This is probably what's going to be my downfall. Interesting stat on this game at Cbus. The head-to-head mark between Raiders and Titans. The favorite has won the last 20 straight matches at Cbus. So whoever the favorite is at this game wins. So Raiders are $1.37, so they're a bit short, but I like them in this game. I think the Bulldogs took their foot off the pedal, and the Dogs aren't an 80-minute team. So, and they still scored 30-odd points against them. So, Raiders for me.
Raiders have to win. If they don't win this game, they can't make the 8. Like, their for and against is fucked against the other teams, me and the Roosters. So they have to they can't drop games like this.
Correct.
But Form line's looking pretty good for the Raiders, though.
No, it is. It's actually they're starting a bit of consistency, but I still think they underachieve.
Oh, yeah.
And I
100%.
still don't think. I don't think they'll make the 8 still. I think the 8, as you see it right now, is basically what it's going to finish at. It might be a different order, but I can't see Manly and Raiders getting in and the Roosters and Para or Souths or Melbourne dropping out. So
Yeah. Now, for Canberra, they go as well as White and Tapane. Tapane's so good. Is he not the best prop going around? Like, there's a lot of Carrigan noise, but Tapane's so fucking good.
be
He's
tough.
so good.
I like it. Takes the pressure off Fisher Harris, who's just been a beast for so long. So it's good.
He has. But then he's in that Penrith system. You put Fisher Harris and swap him with Tapane, is he going to have the same effect?
True.
Fuck. But at the same time, will Tapane do the same thing if he played for Penrith? Probably not. So
you never know.
It's the Payne Haas effect, I think. No one even talks about Payne Haas anymore.
Yeah.
Just because we're going a bit better. So, yeah, Canberra goes as well as Tapane and Wyden. The old kneecap breaker, Jackie Boy Wyden. What about the line on this one? It's 7.5 points. You got any stats on that, or you just got a hypothesis?
Hypothesis. I think they'll cover it.
Yeah.
I know they got Penrith next week, the Raiders, so they're back at Canberra, so it'll be a big game for them. So they kind of have to win this game, unless they're going into like a do or die against Penrith, which will be Penrith's first time back at Canberra in a few years, and there's no love lost between those two teams. We haven't played in Canberra in a couple of years, so I'm excited.
Well, Canberra's just as fucking cold as Penrith. I think your boys will be fine. Here's another question for you. Canberra only plays one half of footy.
Yes.
Is it the first half or the second half in this game?
It'll be first half. It'll be first half again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. First half. I got a juicy win on them. Live bet them. They were down 14-0, whatever the fuck it was. Jumped straight on Canberra head to head. Boy.
It's not a bad play, though. If you're on Canberra or you're watching the game in Canberra up at halftime, just get on the other team. If they're down, just get on Canberra.
Yeah. Get on the other team to cover the line at least. Like if Canberra smokes them in the first half, I'd get on the Titans to cover that live line. I reckon that's it. That's juicy money right there. Any try scorers in this one? Get you hard? Get you throbbing?
No one really jumps out to me. I think Jack White in 235 is probably... I like Jack White as an anytime try scorer, as you know, during Origin, game 1. Got a good first try scorer, actually, even. It was first try scorer. So, Jack White for me.
Okay. I got none. I don't like picking try scorers in Raiders games. They're fucked. Too many forwards. That's just crash.
Like Whitehead, Papali'i, like there's a few
Hudson
of them.
Young, they're all just crashing.
Starling.
Yeah. They fucking love it.
Harawira and Ira when he plays.
Yeah.
He's a short ball specialist.
Adam Elliott, they all just love fucking banging down the front door.
They do, actually.
Find a backyard to save their lives just all the time. Sweet Hobbo's got Sami to go over. Sami's actually playing pretty strong. He seems very hard to tackle this year, Sami. But he's always like almost injured. Fucking piece of shit. But yeah, it's for feeders. He's trash. He's not doing anything these days. Yeah, look, going to be look. Smart thing is not to do save game multis for me on this game. I'll try to remember that. But me being a greedy fucker, I will do it anyway. Let's get into the next game. 5:30 p.m. This is one of the games of the round at PointsBet Stadium. It's the Cronulla Sharks versus South Sydney Rabbitohs. Sharks at $1.71, Souths at $2.15. Total points we're looking at 41.5. Cronulla have a wonderful record at home, but at the same time, they haven't versed many great teams at home. When they did, I think it was the Roosters. The Roosters absolutely fucking flogged them. Souths riding Latrell at the moment. Should be a very interesting game. It's a pretty hard one for me, just thinking it through, because I've been kind of getting on both teams as of late. Now they face each other. Looking at the team lists, obviously Finucane's not going to play. Not too many changes, though. I'm looking at them both. So what are your thoughts? Who wins this one?
I'll go the underdogs, go the Rabbits. Whoever's underdogs. This is a 50-50 game.
It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, the Rabbitohs have been good lately too. This is the Rabbitohs, I think, that they were like, okay, we'll let Reynolds go. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I think they will make at this rate, a bigger run in the finals than the Broncos will.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if Broncos can get top 4.
No, we can. We can.
You can?
Yeah, we can for sure.
So I think the Rabbitohs can sneak top 4. That's a bold prediction there.
They're only 2 points behind Brisbane, so
Yeah.
if they go on a run, that for and against they'll cover pretty easily. Melbourne probably the wild card, but
And
yeah.
Rabbitohs it's a tricky one, but they play a lot of the teams around them in the 4. So if they can go on a run, they can get the 4 because they play the Cowboys, they play the Panthers, they play the Roosters, and there's some easy games in there. So
yeah,
I don't know. They definitely have improved with Latrell there, but the question will be: is Latrell stay fit and healthy? I would take them head to head or plus 2.5. As a try scorer, Johnson $1.76 seems like pretty good money for me. But even Latrell at $2.35 or Cody
Jesse
Walker $3.30. Hey,
what about Jesse Ramian?
No, he's $2.60 though. It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, Connor Tracy's playing on the wing with Katoa out.
I just think their 2 tries last week, Moylan did not get the ball down, and the other one, Connor Tracy, beat 5 Penrith. I don't know how he scored that try. He just stepped at 5, and they ran past him. Otherwise, they did not really look like scoring that game. And even the Connor Tracy try was off a Dylan Edwards fuck up off a bomb.
Yeah.
So they didn't seem to look too threatening. But then again, that's Penrith at home, which I've talked about all years.
Yeah.
It's
the Cowboys couldn't score at all. So
yeah.
Credit to them scoring 2 tries in the first 20 minutes or something. So,
yeah.
And then the beasts woke up. AJ, yeah, he's delicious, I think. No one else really stands out to me because he fucking scores so many of their tries. Well, what is he, like 5 or 6 tries ahead of the person behind him for the top try scorer this year? Unbelievable. Alex Johnson. Mulatalo, he's been pretty consistent for me. Is he over $2?
Nah, he's $1.81.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I might just take the left side wingers and just.
I'd say it is though. The one thing with Souths though is they are still leaking points. They're not. Yeah. They haven't had a win yet where I'm like, wow, they have been good for 80 minutes. Because even like I know the Storm are the Storm, but they still scored 12 against them. The Dogs put 28 on them the week prior. So
yeah,
and then Newcastle put 28 on them. So this isn't like a crazy team at the moment, South, which they'll get better. Cronulla can score points. They are at home, so.
And remember what I told you about wet weather with Cronulla? It's not wet this week, boy.
No, sure.
They're going to sling this fucking thing around. So, look, bit of a pick 'em. We don't know who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a good one. I wouldn't even 2.5, but fuck, it could be decided by 6, 12 points. Who knows? I do like overs. Overs for me.
Overs is very good. I like the overs, and so does Hunter.
I fucking love the overs. I normally call this the main event, but Selwyn Cobbo's not playing. So, 7:35 p.m. Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. It's the Broncos versus the Tigers. Broncos $1.15. I think that's the shortest odds we've had all year. Tigers $5.50. Total points is 43.5. Question is, the Tigers are actually playing pretty good against the Cowboys. Can they bounce back and put the same type of effort after the fiasco on Sunday?
I don't think so. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. But I'm just looking at recent head-to-head games. Is this correct? Have the Tigers beat you?
Yes. Yes.
They beat you 42-44 last year. 48-0 in 2020. 22-16. The last time you beat them was 2018.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. That's all correct. I did watch all of those games. It did definitely happen. And just the Broncos were terrible in those games, but they were so bad.
The Tigers have been shit for just as long. That's surprising to me.
Yeah. It was pretty bad, but it's a redemption. It's a day for redemption, I think. We've still got a strong as fuck forward pack. We still got Adam Reynolds. We still got Corey the Bronco horse. Corey Oates.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll cover the line. I'll just take the overs.
Yeah, I do like a lot of points to be scored. Because even though Brisbane have been slapping teams, they've been letting them score too.
Yes. So, them and the Cowboys, which we'll get onto, their defenses. I think it just shows, they haven't that top team for a while, and now that
Yeah.
they're having a good season, it's probably a bit tiring. And yeah, their defenses aren't the same as they were earlier in the year. So
And
get on the overs.
Brisbane miss a lot of tackles. They miss so
Yeah.
many tackles, but like they do that, they scramble very well, but they miss so many tackles.
That's what happened to Penrith last year when they won the comp. Penrith won the comp basically on scramble defense. It wasn't they were missing tackles like crazy.
So, and look, I like Hastings at lock for the Tigers. I think it does wonders for their attack. It's just their forwards are a little bit light, but the Broncos defensively, their forwards aren't too crazy anyway. Payne Haas carries people an extra 5 meters, so he's not pushing them back. But yeah, I'm with this bloke here. Old Huncho, Broncos and overs. That's what I'm thinking. You get over $2 for that. That's what I'm looking at right there. Who do you like to score a try?
I like to score a try. Tessie New. I'm going back to him, Ezra Mam. I know I've been there. I'll go back to him, Ezra Mam. And then for Tigers, some juicy odds. Luke Brooks, $7.
Whoa. I can see him scoring, actually.
Yeah, he gets through on his own somehow.
Because he doesn't even do any playmaking for that team. It seems like Dewey and Hastings does it all, and
he does the running.
Brooks just runs around.
Yeah.
I like Naden. Naden score. We've got Hoyter on the right wing. He'd be defending Naden. He's actually a centre. He does have Katoni Staggs inside of him. Staggs loves to rush up too, so bit of miscommunication. I can see Naden going over to score. I do like taking backs on debut to score as well. And for Brisbane, they've got Dean Mariner. I did watch a 12-minute highlight package of this bloke. He's actually a centre, but he's a right centre. He's got a right-hand carry, and he likes left-hand bend, but he's playing on the left side. I don't know how that's going to work. So
interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be probably darting inside a lot more unless he shifts his game. But I think that opens up Corey Oates. He's not going to beat his man at this level too many times. So I think Corey Oates has been fucking fabulous this season. Underrated. I think he's 29 tries away from being the all-time leader for the Broncos in try scored.
That's crazy.
What a fucking legend. Absolutely. We've got a couple comments flowing through. I believe this is a joke, but I'm vaping on the pod and about to lose my YouTube channel. I fucking hope not. I've done many of those things, and it won't be that. We got Faraz. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Faraz. I'm pretty sure you're a Broncos supporter just like me, but I like this as well. Kate Well for a try. He always finds a way. Long arms. And he's got a good combo of Ezra Mam as well. So, pretty keen on that one. Look, it's going to be a shit ton of points in this game, so I think I'll be able to nail a couple of juicy multis on this one. But we're taking Brisbane. We like the overs, and that'll be it. So, let's get into this giveaway. Got a few people in the chat right now. Basically, a reminder. I out-tipped Luke last week
over this again
in the Dragons' first Manly game.
This isn't necessary at all.
And because I won, Luke's going to be buying somebody a jersey, an NRL jersey of your choice, preferably. But even if it's a GAFL jersey, he'll buy that too. So, code word for this one is Justin Hodges. I want you to type in Justin Hodges in the chat. I'm going to repeat myself for the next 15 seconds, and then Luke's going to compile everybody's name. Justin Hodges is your code word. Type in Justin Hodges in the chat. Luke will be capturing some names. Winner's going to get a NRL jersey of their choice. And if you've already typed in Justin Hodges and you're just sitting there waiting for us to compile this information, like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We only got 58, I believe, and I've seen some terrible channels out there with much more subscribers than us. So
none of them are watching this, by the way. There's anyone watching with their live channel?
Oh, definitely
not
not.
Talking about yours.
Definitely not. There's some wonderful ones out there, but there's a lot of dog shit ones, and they've got a lot more subscribers than me. So subscribe and like this YouTube channel. Type in Justin Hodges to enter the draw. Luke, how you going compiling those names? You catching them?
Yeah, I'm just making sure there's no duplicates.
You can only enter once. You can only enter once.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We may have some entries from New Zealand too, Luke. So you pay for that shipping, bro.
Fuck! Come on, Australia.
Oh, love me a live draw, and I love it when I'm not funding it. Let's go.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I missing someone? No, I think I'm missing someone. That's a good question. Good statement.
Hodges. I can see myself.
Right, I think I've got it.
You think you've got it?
I think I've got it.
No more bets. The names are in. Luke, please share your screen and let's get this thing underway.
All right. Let me know when you guys can see it.
Hold up. Let me. There we go. Look at that.
We are live. All right. Best of luck. You ready?
Good luck, punters. And the winner is. Oh, Louis! Congratulations, bro. Lockie, so close. You shouldn't talk shit about me because that's what happens. It's a little bit of karma. So, Louis, you win the free. Look. Poor Lockie. Louis, congrats, man. Type in the chat. Let us know what you want. Tell us who you support. Hopefully it's not a Pride jersey. Lachlan is crying. Lockie, tell us how you feel, mate. Tell us how you feel. Oh, goodness gracious. How good is that? So how much do jerseys go these days, Luke? How much you?
It depends what he picks. I think NRL ones are up to 150. I think. Storm.
He wants a
Storm. There'll be plenty of those. There'll be plenty of those available.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Louis? Who is Louis? Good question.
Louis, are you in our Discord?
Yeah,
You're in the Discord, Louis? I'm pretty sure you.
Be honest, are you in our Discord? You still won, but
here's a good one. Look at this. Don't you ever take a shower when we go live. Don't you ever take a shower.
Yeah, he's in Discord.
Louis in. Louis is in the Discord, brah.
What's your actually it might be easier. What's your Discord name, Louis? I can contact you through
your
there.
Discord user. Someone go check on Lachlan. He's in a dark place right now.
What's your Discord name?
Louis 17.
Champion.
Louis
Thank you.
17. All right. Well, Luke's going to slide into your DMs. He'll organize that jersey for you, bro. So thanks for listening. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting active in the chat, boy. Justin Hodges, baby. Let's get back into some rugby league, shall we? We're on our CD Sunday. We're in the home straight here. At 2:00, we've got the Newcastle Knights versus the Canterbury Bulldogs. For this one, we've got the Dogs favourites at $1.50. The Knights at $2.60. Total points 44.5, with the line being 5.5. As we know, Kalen Ponga shall not be playing in this game. Tex Hoy back at fullback. Speaking of fullbacks for the Dogs, Jake Averillo suited back up after a minor bout with COVID. Obviously, the eye gouger, Corey Waddell, he shan't be playing. And for the Knights, hopefully we see some Dominic Young. I like Dominic Young this year. Last year, not so much. A lot of rocks. This year, he's bringing the juice.
Bit more diamond.
I think the dogs are valued at $1.50 here.
It's
That's a
crazy to
good
say
bet.
that, but yes, I agree. As crazy as it feels, that is for me value.
Yeah, because I'm pretty confident they win this game.
Yeah, I think
$1.50.
the Knights are busted. They were my preseason wooden spooners, so I kind of need them to lose a couple more, and basically I need Titans and Tigers to win too, but I don't think they will. But I think Knights are busted. I think Ponga, yes, sometimes they play better without him. They're still pretty shit anyway, and I think the Dogs are going to score points. So I think -5.5 is value. And also like the overs in this game as well, 44.5.
Yeah, dogs games have been way over. That's a lot of points, and the Tigers don't tackle no one. I mean, the Knights don't tackle anyone.
Yeah.
Man, my like the dogs are $1.50. As another example, the Cowboys are $1.39. I'm still more confident on the dogs.
Yeah.
I think the odds should be flipped there. That
Agree.
Cowboys might be a dangerous spot for them, but anyway, still on the dogs. You think a 13 plus as well?
Yeah, I would jump on the 13. I'd jump on Burton anytime at 260 as well.
Hmm. So you like Burton to score? Obviously, what about the Fox? He scored a shit ton last week.
He's
Is
very
that
short for. I would get the double. I would go get him to score 2 or more tries at $3.60.
Jerry Marshall King? I like him. Jerry Marshall King. I thought he was fucking awesome last week. Very good pickup for the Dolphins, believe it or not. But yeah, I like him to score a try. And for the Knights, I don't like them at all. Don't like them.
I'd go forward or something, to be honest. They do, because dogs don't look great through the middle sometimes. So Frizzell,
Yeah.
Barnett,
Yeah.
Croker off the bench.
Yeah, there's potential for that. Well, Fitzgibbon's out, so Barnett playing in the second row. He's not at lock. He's at second row, so he could be due for a cheeky try, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really liking the dogs. I think that's value. $1.50, that 5.5, eat it up, 13, push it out to 13 plus. I do like that as well. So up the dogs. In your final game of the round, though, 4:05 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. St. George Illawarra Dragons versus the North Queensland Cowboys. Cowboys $1.39. The Dragons at $3. Total points at 41.5. The line is 7.5 rugby league points. Looking at the lineups here, not too many changes in this one from either side. Obviously, Cody Ramsey's out. Fucked his knee up. Empire playing fullback, though. Jack Bird back into the centres. For the Cowboys, pretty much the same shit you'd expect to see. Your thoughts on this one? Firstly, the Cowboys too short.
Yeah, I think way too short.
Yeah.
I think the last few weeks they haven't, Sharks beat them comfortably. Tigers should have beaten them. That should be a loss. They should be on 2 losses on the trot. And they were at home both those games. They've been home last 3 weeks, actually. It's the first time traveling in a while. So I think the unders in this game as well.
Yeah.
I just think Dragons showed last week they're just happy to grind and keep it low scoring. So, yeah, I like the Dragons start with the unders in this one.
Yeah. No, I like the Dragons. Not necessarily to win, but I think to keep it competitive.
Yeah.
I think Ben Hunt, surely he's the favourite for Dally M. Well, you can't bet on that, right? So
you can't bet on it, but I'd say, because I think Isaiah was the only person going close with him, and he's not been the same point scoring machine. There's too many players in Penrith to take points off him.
Yeah, especially post Origin. But yeah, Ben Hunt, fucking excellent. Anytime try scorers, anything catch your attention?
From this game, I think Val Holmes 250 is pretty good value. From the Dragons' point, just anyone that's not on Zach Lomax and Tautai Moga's side, because Tautai Moga is getting dealt absolute dud passes from.
Oh, yeah.
If you can bet on a shitty flick pass, then it's an absolute moral. So anywhere that stays away from that side, basically.
Ben Hunt had a double last week, $4.70 to score anytime. Thoughts?
It's not bad. I like that. It's hard with the Dragons. They don't score a lot of points.
No. I think last week, what was it? Ben Hunt scored when he scored his second try, I think. They were like, "Oh, Ben Hunt's got 6 tries for the year. He's the top try scorer for the Dragons."
Yeah, that's exactly. They're not a team that has like backs to just put points on for fun.
Yeah, you can't confidently pick a Dragons player to score a try. Like they don't have a set shape where they target us. Well, they probably do with Moses Sully, but outside of Sully, they don't have a real strike weapon. They kind of just have a great team. Well, not even a great. They have an all right team, and they bomb it below max. That's all they really do. So, yeah, a bit of a risky one in that one. But even with the Cowboys, their wingers are quite short. In my opinion, I think Nanai at $2.90. That's still pretty juicy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Reece Robson and Tom Dearden are both above $4.
When does Ruben Cotter get back?
It should be soon.
I feel like that hamstring's taken a while.
He's named in the reserves.
Okay.
So he's getting a lot closer, but I wouldn't risk him in a game like this.
Nah.
Yeah. But a bit of a dangerous one on this one, I think, for try scorers as well, because I can see the Dragons compete, then it could be a lower scoring game. In North Queensland, not recently, but for the year defensively, they've been pretty good. And I think after 2 shit shows, I don't imagine they spent most of their training this week focusing on attack, knowing that they're leaking so many points coming into the business end of the year. So, yeah, I don't mind the unders play. I just don't like betting on unders. It's just, it's very stressful.
True, because, it was overs. You could think at any time it could take off.
Yes.
Unders you could lose any time.
Yes, and I guess the way that I've been shaping these $2 multis, so many of them, I hit them by half time. Hit them by half time. It's fucking beautiful. But if you pick the unders, you got to wait till the very last minute, and the last 5 minutes of games are fucking ridiculous.
True.
Shit ton of points get scored, or refs fuck things up for people. So I don't need that type of stress in my life. I'm getting old. I'm losing my hair. And I'm gambling for profits now. It's not even fun anymore. So the unders are off the table. Luciano, he hasn't scored a try yet for the Cowboys. Notable try score for the Tigers.
He was playing prop last week, though, so...
Still playing prop again.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a good one. Dragons fans are going to be up for this one. But look, mate, we got through every single game. I was going to say we got through it pretty quickly, but an hour and 7 minutes. We've been going. We have been going. I must say, I am slightly well, what happened here? Oh, you want to zoom in? This new setup we've got going on, we've leveled up. We've got the overlays happening. You got to zoom in on our fucking delicious, mature faces. Our aging faces. Follow us on Instagram, by the way. I've actually started to find some consistency using that heavily. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because we fucking need it. Give us the attention that we're looking for. We've got a celebrity in the chat.
Oh, hey! It's a celebrity, all right.
Some good-looking roosters. A friend of Luke Keary.
It's me, friend of mine.
Sammy, what I want you to do is just let me know in this chat right now. So I gave you a tip last week. It was fucking arousing. I won $2,500 on it. I told you I was putting $50 on it. I shared it with you. Did you get on? Let us know. How can you lose what you never had? Look, I had a wonderful head of hair a couple of years ago. I used to pay $55 a haircut every fortnight. I was looking sharp, son. And he did not get on it. See, now this is the thing. What's the point of being good at tipping when cunts don't even get on? Even for a lot of you blokes who are part of the Discord, I share these tips with you all the time. Despite me being on a heater, getting all these wins, I share my winning slips, and a lot of you is like, oh, I should have got on. 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 You're a fucking idiot, is all I'm going to say, right? We spend so much time preparing for these podcasts, looking at these games, putting the tips out, sharing the winning tips. a lot of you fuckers don't get on, and then you go into the chat and you're like, oh, I think I need to take a break. I think I need to take a break. I'm losing too much money. You're a fucking idiot. And if you think I'm talking to you, it's probably because I am. All right? Don't pay anyone for tips. I'll deliver you the goods. Get on them. Stick to the staking strategy. 90% of your stake on something safe, and you can fuck around with the rest. All right? Sorry. Rant over. Luke, any last words?
No, you've said it all there, mate. That's what I was thinking. Exact same thing. Get on his bets. I'm the one doing good jersey giveaways. Going broke here. But gamble responsibly, but hard.
Gamble hard. Do you want to do another giveaway next week, Luke?
What game are you thinking?
What about this? Who's Penrith playing again?
Para Friday night. But I like Para though. That's
okay. I like Parramatta too. What about who are the shittest teams playing this week? Let me just check this real quickly. Who are the shittest teams here? Right.
there's not really.
Right, how about this? Tigers, Gold Coast. Right. Tigers and Gold Coast. We both think both of those games are going to be overs. Right. Both of those games we think are going to be overs. Who do you think is going to score more points? The Gold Coast Titans or the West Tigers?
West Tigers.
Okay. I'm picking the Titans to score more points than the Tigers. I think that fits wonderfully.
Yeah.
You want to make a wager here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, what's on the table? Is it another jersey giveaway?
Let's do a $50 bet. Like the viewers get to we'll put on a $50 bet for them.
All right.
So it's a free bet basically.
It's better than a bonus bet because we're not going to keep the $50 stake. All right?
Yes, correct.
We'll give you guys a $50 bet. We'll create a juicy bet in next week's podcast, right? Or next week's show. $50 stake on us. Well, hopefully not on me. I'm on the Titans to score more points than the Tigers. That fits wonderfully because as a Broncos fan, I'm not going to want the Tigers to score many points. And you love the Raiders, so
we're getting this is the time I love them, and I love them so much they're going to fuck me over twice.
I reckon the Titans score at least 20 points. 20 points on the Raiders in one half. One half. It's going to be a clash.
I reckon this will be close. This will be like a 10-12 scoreline.
Yeah, the Raiders don't mind an unders game, though. That's the thing. That's why it's a bit dangerous. And the Broncos like to give up points. Just, it's for the fans. All right. That'll be our giveaway next week. $50 bet on Daft Previews. And we'll put something juicy together for you on the podcast. Let's wrap this shit up. Luke, been an absolute pleasure speaking to you again. Thank you to everyone who tuned in live. Congratulations, Louis.
Well done, Louis.
Luke will reach out to you. Send us a picture. Slide into our DMs. Put it on Instagram. Tag us once you receive this wonderful Melbourne Storm jersey. We'll see you guys next week. Ciao.
See you, boys.